Part 82. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 811. The original blurry figure of the red lightning origin became clearer, vaguely looking like a tiger. However, this tiger has 3 furry tails, and I don't know if it is because of the mutation. But in order to completely awaken the red lightning origin to life form, it seems that some fruits containing vitality are needed. The next day. Prison. Chu Wei cast this trap barrier in this mountain range and captured a mutant beast passing by. Who is this? Which bastard set up this barrier in the middle of the road? Do you have any merit? This mutant beast is a giant bird covered with green scales. There are 2 curved horns on the top of the giant bird's head, which looks very different. At this moment, it was madly complaining in the prison, "Damn it, don't think such a small barrier can trap me. When I get out, I must find the guy who set the trap, and then, grill him, add some cumin, and eat him." The blue bird shouted, and a huge spiritual energy surged all over its body. One wing was raised high, like a sharp knife, slash. It swung a huge knife energy to destroy the prison barrier that trapped it. Boom. The knife energy hit the barrier, and a sound like an explosion broke out. The whole mountain range was roaring, but the result was that the barrier did not move at all. It seems that this barrier is really strong, Chu Wei in the dark said to himself. The blue bird's attack just now had reached the king level 2. It was already very strong. Damn, this cage is quite strong. Do you want me to use my real ability? The blue bird raised its chin in the prison, like an arrogant human. Look at my Thunder Dragon electric shock. The pair of horns on the top of the blue bird's head began to emit thunderous sounds, and dark clouds began to gather in the sky. Boom, with a loud noise, the entire mountain range was shaken. A lightning bolt as thick as an arm fell from the sky and struck the prison barrier. Although the lightning was violent, the barrier prison seemed to be able to absorb external energy, and the lightning could not break it. How is it possible? My dragon bird lightning can't break this prison. Damn it, it's unfair. I don't believe it, I want to do it again. Thunder Dragon electric shock. In Chu Wei's eyes, the big bird that called itself Dragon Bird kept using lightning to attack the prison barrier it had cast. The power contained in the lightning was already extremely strong. This Dragon Bird originally only had the strength of the King level 2 realm, but the lightning was already able to fight against people at the King level 3 realm. Although this Dragon Bird was a mutant beast, it had the strength to surpass the same level 1 battle. Such strength is stronger than many humans, no wonder its words are so arrogant. Damn it, which bastard set up this trap barrier? Don't really think that I, a dignified dragon bird, can't really do anything about such a small barrier. Look at my 3 heads roaring. The dragon bird turned into 3 heads in the angry voice, and the 3 heads were different. The middle head was the original one with horns on its head. The other 2 heads on the left and right had no horns, one was pure black, and the other was fiery red. Roar. The 3 heads of the dragon bird released their superpowers at the same time, and in an instant, lightning, flames, and wind blades attacked the barrier set up by Chu Wei. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 812. Chu Wei was just experimenting with the effect of the barrier cage, but he didn't expect to catch such a strange big bird. The 3 superpowers of Long K attacked together, and the power was already very strong. It was almost possible to fight against people at the 4th level of the king. Such combat power could already surpass 2 small levels. Shake. The barrier set up by Chu Wei began to shake, and the prison formed by the spiritual energy began to twist and bend, and it seemed that it was about to break. Ha ha ha. No matter which turtle son set up the barrier, it's useless. My uncle Long K will be free soon. Ha ha ha, I am the best in the world. The three heads of Long K laughed arrogantly at the same time. This Long K is really a weirdo. Chu Wei had a smirk on his lips. Anyway, it's okay. He wants to tease this unlucky Long K. Chu Wei shook his hand towards the prison, and the prison that was originally twisted and bent and about to break actually began to glow again. The prison-like cage was more solid than before. Damn! What's going on? The 3 heads and 6 eyes of the dragon bird almost fell out of their sockets when they saw this scene. There's no reason. How can this barrier repair itself automatically? There's no reason. I don't believe it. I firmly don't believe that this barrier can trap my wise dragon bird. The dragon bird roared and activated its superpowers, confronting Chu Wei. However, although the dragon bird was powerful, it was no match for Chu Wei. After a while, in the secret competition between the two, the dragon bird collapsed in the barrier due to exhaustion. It doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. I can't even break such a small barrier. It's unfair. Just now, half an hour ago, it kept activating 3 superpowers, which consumed a lot of it, but what frightened it was that the prison in front of it was still intact. Who can save me? Who can save the handsome and wise Wo? The dragon bird roared in despair. Not long after, 2 mutant beasts really flew over from the horizon. Hey, isn't this brother Long K? Why is he in the cage? One of the mutant beasts said. What nonsense are you talking about? Brother Long K must be experimenting with his new skills, the mutant beast that came with him roared. Yes, yes. Seeing these 2 familiar and adoring mutant beasts, Long K quickly sorted out his emotions and said, of course, I'm experimenting with my new skills. How about it? Is it handsome? Yeah. Yes. Handsome, brother Long K is the most handsome. After the 2 mutant beasts finished speaking, they went directly to the east, saying, Brother Long K, we're leaving first. You can experiment slowly. We'll go to the battlefield of God first. Maybe if you get there first, you can get good things. You guys go, good things can only be obtained with good beasts, otherwise, it's useless to go earlier, Long K said, pretending not to care. In fact, he was thinking, who the hell set up this barrier, why did he catch me? I want to go to the battlefield of gods, I want to find opportunities and treasures. Long K was extremely depressed in the prison. This time the battlefield of gods was opened again, which was a big event for the whole earth. The battlefield of gods, as a battlefield where gods and aliens once fought, would be opened every once in a while. It is said that if a person's potential is strong enough, he may become the inheritor of gods. This made countless young people crazy. If they could get the inheritance of gods, then becoming the next god and the supreme figure on earth would not be far away. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiang ZK. Chapter 813. Therefore, every time the battlefield of God is opened, young people on earth who think they have the ability will go to the battlefield of God, hoping to obtain the inheritance of God. Oh my God, can anyone help me? What a sin have I done? I am trapped here by this barrier for no reason. Long K was crying in the prison, and his huge body was still shaking. I'll rescue you, let's go to the battlefield of God together. Chu Wei's figure came in front of the dragon bird, and Chu Wei's face had been put on a changeable mask, turning into another person. Chu Wei knew that Chengtian sect, Tuzang sect, and countless older generation strong men must be looking for him everywhere, so Chu Wei planned to mix with these mutant beasts. No matter how hard they tried to break the dog's head, they would never have thought that Chu Wei was so capable. Really, human. As long as you can save me, I will repay you. Long K finally let go of his face. Chu Wei waved his hand and directly wiped away the barrier, but the dragon bird couldn't tell that the barrier that made it cry so sleepily was created by him. "I'll repay you." Long Kei's voice suddenly turned cold, and he swallowed it directly with his mouth as big as a car. The dragon bird is a mutated beast with a ferocious character. Today, this human has seen its shameful side and must not keep it. Chu Wei smiled disdainfully. He had been out of school for a long time, and he had seen the darkness of human nature. Immediately, the body flashed and came directly to the top of Long Kei's head. With a kick, boom, the huge force directly trampled Long Kei's entire body from the air to the ground. Boom, the ground cracked, and Chu Wei's huge force directly caused a large pit to appear on the ground. Brother, I was wrong." Long Kei felt that his head was going to be crushed by this kick. This human being was too powerful. This guy's strength is probably not as strong as the mutant rhinoceros, which is the strongest among the mutant beasts. Chu Wei smiled disdainfully and said coldly, "Put away your little thoughts and just go to the battlefield of gods as my mount. I will spare your life. Otherwise, killing you will only take a matter of minutes." Although this dragon bird is cunning, Chu Wei doesn't take it seriously due to Chu Wei's ability. However, this guy actually wants to eat him, so he will let it be his mount. Think about it, a dragon bird with dragon horns on its head flying through the sky as a mount must be very impressive. The dragon bird whined and became Chu Wei's mount honestly. Ding! The host uses the mighty mutated beast dragon bird as a mount, and is rewarded with 2 points of spiritual energy crystals. The current spiritual energy crystal points are 195, and the current level of the king is level 3. One man and one beast headed towards the battlefield of God. The dragon bird was very fast, almost as fast as Chu Wei. If this stupid bird hadn't broken into the barrier trap on its own, with its speed, it would have been really difficult for Chu Wei to catch it and use it as a mount. He flew over countless mountains and traveled thousands of miles in just half a day. "I can't fly anymore, I want to rest." Long Kei stuck out his tongue, looking like he was about to collapse from exhaustion. But Chu Wei, who was sitting on Long Kei's back, had his legs crossed and was humming a tune leisurely. When Chu Wei's figure got off his back, the dragon bird's cunning eyes swept left and right, and then suddenly it rose into the sky and flew into the air. "Ha ha ha, you stupid human being, you were finally deceived by me. Now that I'm in the air, it's impossible for you to catch me. Ha ha ha, I'll leave first. I'm so mad at you, you stupid human being, for letting such a handsome me be your mount. It's so unreasonable for his grandma." Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shuxiang ZK. Chapter 814. The dragon bird laughed wildly in the air, finally getting rid of this human. If other mutant beasts knew that a human had been riding it for a long time, how could it face other beasts in the future? This is a dark history. Fortunately, this dark history will soon be over. I'm leaving, idiot. You walk slowly to the battlefield of God. Ahahaha. However, just when the dragon bird turned around and was about to fly, suddenly frame, a bunch of steel-like sticks quickly surrounded its entire body. At the same time, these sticks quickly drew and soon formed an iron prison. It was Chu Wei's barrier prison. How is it possible? It's this damn barrier again. The dragon bird was shocked, and its ecstatic eyes were instantly as if they were about to fall out of their wits. "Run! Why don't you run?" Chu Wei said lightly below. Comparing cunning with himself, this dragon bird was courting death. How could it know that as soon as it moved, it released the prison barrier? Big brother, I didn't mean to run away. I was just joking. I know a handsome guy like you won't mind such a small joke. Long Kei admitted his defeat shamelessly. Humph! Chu Wei soared into the sky, landed on Long Qiu's back, and slapped it on the head. Are you done joking? Hurry up and fly to the battlefield of God. Yes. Yes. Big brother, Long K almost cried in pain, and spread a pair of wings full of dragon scales and flew away. What a sin! How could I meet such a human? It's okay to be his mount, but I have to take his most vicious beating. What a sin! Long K shed 2 lines of tears while flying. When it was night, the man and the beast had to find a mountain range to rest. Flying at night would be too dangerous, although Chu Wei was very strong in the king realm now. But there are still many emperors in this world, so it's better to be careful. Just after landing in a mountain range, boom, the whole mountain range suddenly seemed to be in turmoil. Huge trees in the mountain range were uprooted. It turned out that a mutant giant bear discovered Chu Wei and Long K, 2 enemies who suddenly appeared in its territory. Powerful mutant beasts are like city lords among humans. Each has its own territory, and Long K naturally has its own territory. At this moment, the mutant bear naturally thought that Long K was here to compete for its territory. Long K, you dare to come to my place, aren't you afraid that I will eat you? The mutant bear roared loudly. Its body is covered with a thick layer of armor, which is formed by hair. Its hair has mutated to be harder than steel. Humph! I, Long K, have never been afraid of anyone. Really? Then I will eat you. The mutant bear rushed towards Long K like a bulldozer. It is huge in size, and its strength has reached the level of King 4. When it moves, the whole ground is shaking, just like an earthquake. Long K panicked. The opponent was stronger than him, but he loved to show off and said directly, I want to roast you too. I heard that bear paws taste good. Boom! The huge bodies of the 2 mutant beasts collided with each other, and a huge crack appeared on the ground instantly, more than 10 meters wide. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shuxiang ZK. Chapter 815. I'll burn you to death. Dragon bird directly transformed into 3 heads, and the red head directly sprayed out blazing flames. Little trick, a layer of ice appeared on the hair of the mutated bear, and the surrounding trees were frozen in an instant. It's so cold, the dragon bird's flames were no match. Although he was defeated, Long K fought hard with the mutated bear in order to show that he was awesome in front of Chu Wei. The trees in the forest where the 2 beasts fought continued to break, and cracks appeared on the ground. When some other low-level mutant beasts in the forest saw this scene, they were so frightened that they ran away. Whether it was a mutant bear or a dragon bird, these low-level mutant beasts were not something they could offend. Oh, big brother, I am your mount after all, so you should come over and help me. After a few pieces of the dragon scales on the dragon bird were pulled out by the mutant bear, the pretender finally asked Chu Wei for help. At this moment, Chu Wei was holding a piece of grass in his mouth, leaning against the big tree, watching the 2 mutant beasts fighting. Anyway, he had nothing to do at night, so it would be nice to have some entertainment. Seeing that Chu Wei had no intention of helping, Long K was furious. Don't think that because you don't help, I'm afraid of this bear. Look at my Brontosaurus electric shock. There was a sound of pop, but before the electric shock came out, the mutant bear slapped Long K in the face. Whoosh, with a sound, Long K's figure was directly photographed into a large mountain. Brother, if you don't take action, you will have to walk on your own tomorrow. You have to think clearly, I beg you to take action, I want to be your mount. Woohoo! Chu Wei really couldn't laugh or cry when he heard Long Q's cry for help, but he really couldn't let this guy get too seriously injured, otherwise he wouldn't have a mount tomorrow. Chu Wei's body moved, and the next second, Chu Wei's figure came directly in front of the mutated bear. You, a little human, dare to stand in front of me. You are looking for death. The mutated bear roared angrily, and its huge bear paws descended from the sky and slapped Chu Wei, trying to turn Chu Wei, a little human, into a pile of meatloaf. Without even looking, Chu Wei raised his right hand above his head and punched. With a boom, Chu Wei's small fist collided with the mutant bear's huge palm. In an instant, a huge force formed a spiritual energy ripple that swept around, and all the surrounding trees were broken. You, a human, have so much strength, the mutant bear was shocked. The dragon bird in the distance was also shocked. It did not expect that the physical strength of a human could actually compete with that of a mutated bear. Arm of power first gear. The biceps of Chu Wei's arm bulged directly, and then he punched out with a boom sound, hitting the mutated bear's body. Crack, the mutant bear's body actually made a sound like an object breaking. It turned out that the bones of the mutant bear's body were all shattered by Chu Wei under one punch, but it was not visible on the surface. What an amazing human being, the mutated bear spat out and fell down, its huge body hitting the ground and causing the gravel to fly everywhere. You're dead now. Long K came to the mutant bear, stretched out its foot and kicked the mutant bear tentatively. When it saw that the mutated bear had no reaction, it suddenly kicked him. His grandma made you arrogant, you arrogant son of a bitch, and now you have fallen at the feet of the uncle. Long K stepped on the corpse of the mutated bear, arrogant, completely forgetting that he had just been beaten violently by the opponent and called for help. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 816. That, can I have a share in that bear's paw? Brother, Long K suddenly looked at Chu Wei pitifully. Chu Wei was slightly stunned. Does this guy really want to eat bear paws? Chu Wei nodded casually, but Chu Wei also put his hand on the giant bear's body. Ding. The system has detected a creature on the host's hand and is extracting genes. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining 1 point of spiritual energy crystal. The current spiritual energy is crystal 196 points, current level 3 king. The dragon bird was so happy that it cut off the giant bear's paw with its 2 wings like a broadsword. After setting up the grill and spitting out flames from his mouth, Long K grilled him skillfully. La la la. The bear's paw is so hot, dragon bird sprinkled cumin, pepper and other seasonings from its space items on the bear's paw from time to time. Chu Wei was stunned. This guy actually roasted bear paws, and they were very fragrant. Have a taste. Long K handed one of the golden bear paws to Chu Wei. Chu Wei gave it a try. The meat was very tender and melted in his mouth. At the same time, waves of pure power entered his body along with the bear meat. Ding. The host takes bear's paw and is rewarded with 2 points of spiritual energy. The current spiritual energy crystal points are 198 points, and the current level of the king is level 3. I didn't expect that this bear's paw would have the same effect as a magical elixir. I really didn't expect it. After the dragon bird next to him ate the bear's paw, Chu Wei felt that the strength in this guy's body had become stronger. It seemed that the bear's paw was also of great benefit to it. No wonder this guy and the giant bear fought each other as soon as they met. It turns out that the flesh and blood of high-level mutant beasts has the same effect as elixir. They all want to eat each other to strengthen themselves. Along the way to the battlefield of God, we flew over countless mountains. Boom. After flying for who knows how many days, when Chu Wei and Long K landed in a fiery red mountain range, they fought with a flame snake with 2 heads. This flame snake's whole body is covered with green flames, and its 2 snake heads each have a fiery red horn. Every time the horn flashes, it will release sheets of flames, burning the surrounding trees and rocks red. Ouch, my ass is on fire. During the battle, the feathers on the dragon bird's butt were ignited by the flame snake, causing its 2 claws to jump on the ground. It's just a dragon bird, but it's a level 3 king, but it dares to provoke on my territory. It seems that I will have to eat bird meat as an extra meal today. The two-headed flaming snake laughed loudly. The most common thing that the mutant beasts could think of was eating. In the past, when Chu Wei was in the realm of the Second Awakener, he used a barbecue to fool the little black dragon in the king realm into becoming his younger brother. Want to eat me? You have to ask my elder brother. Brother, it was you who taught it how to be a human and an animal, Long Ke shouted loudly. Seeing him standing on a big tree, Chu Wei shook his head helplessly. This dragon bird is definitely a weird one among mutant beasts. It dares to provoke anything. It itself is only at the level 2 of kings, but this flame snake is at level 5. Level realm. Even if you can defeat it, it still wants to provoke and show off. If you can't beat it, beg for help. Chu Wei also accepted it. Flame snake, hey. There is actually a human. Long Ke really didn't expect that you would ask for help from a human. It really makes me look down on you. Humans and mutant beasts have long been hostile, although some powerful humans will tame mutant beasts and make them their mounts and helpers. But under normal circumstances, mutant beasts will never ask for help from humans. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Xu Xiangzike. Chapter 817. You know nothing. Do I, Long Ke, need you to look up to me? I'll tell you the truth. When my elder brother defeats you, I plan to grill snake meat, Long Ke said shamelessly. And it was arrogant, with a dog-like temperament. The two-headed snake flashed with cold eyes, looking at Chu Wei and said, "You are just a small human, let my big fire grill you together, I will have a big dinner tonight." The two-headed snake controlled 2 fire tornadoes to go to Chu Wei and Long Ke respectively. It was confident of its strength at the level 5 of the king, and it wanted to fight 2-1. When it saw the tornado coming, it burned everything to ashes. Long Ke was scared and ran behind Chu Wei. The opponent's strength was far above it, so it would not fight hard. Finding a thigh to block it was the kingly way. The 2 tornadoes came in front of Chu Wei in an instant. Chu Wei didn't even look at them. He turned back with a purple-red lightning, directly defeating the tornado. Chu Wei's powerful strength immediately made Long Ke arrogant. He pointed at the two-headed snake from behind Chu Wei and said, "Come on, you 250-year-old snake, if you can touch me, I will lose." The two-headed snake's eyes were blazing, and its entire body turned into an air cannon and went straight to Chu Wei and Long Ke. Long Ke was overjoyed. This 250-year-old snake actually chose to fight in close combat. It probably didn't know that the big brother in front of me was a great man who could kill a giant bear with one punch. Bang! Chu Wei's fist really hit the two-headed snake's head. With a crack sound, the two-headed snake's bones were broken. "Impossible, how can a human have such great strength?" The two-headed snake said the same words as the giant bear before it died. "What's impossible? If you don't have much experience, don't talk. Die in peace." Long Ke came to the two-headed snake at some point and stepped on the other's head with one foot, a majestic stroke. Puff! I hate it. As the two-headed snake died, Long Ke roasted it skillfully. After eating the snake meat, Long Ke only felt that the strength in his body had been greatly improved. The two-headed snake was at the level 5 of the king, and its meat was really a great tonic for Long Ke, who was at the level 2 of the king. Crack! Crack! Long Ke only felt that the bones in his body were absorbing strength. Yin! Long Ke raised his head with dragon horns and cried out. The sound was like a dragon's roar, and it actually had some of the majesty of the overlord of the sky. After a long roar, Long Ke felt that he was about to enter the level 3 of the king, and his strength was almost twice as strong as before. The improvement in strength made Long Ke's heart swell. Now this Long Ke should be only a little bit worse than the human next to him. Just as Long Ke was thinking this, Chu Wei, who had finished eating snake meat, heard the system's upgrade sound in his mind. Ding! Congratulations to the host for eating two-headed snake meat, a great tonic, reward of 2 spiritual crystals, current spiritual crystal 0 points/400 points, current king 4 level. Boom. With a loud bang, a piece of bluestone under Chu Wei's seat was directly shattered, and the spiritual energy that surged during the promotion swept around like a hurricane. Ah! Help! Long K was blown into the air by the hurricane, and it screamed non-stop. Chu Wei stood up and took the spiritual energy back into his body. The hurricane disappeared instantly. Chu Wei clenched his fist, and the power in his fist was twice as strong as before. Now Chu Wei is already a strong man at the 4th level of King. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiang ZK. Chapter 818. Boom. Chu Wei stamped his feet, and the huge force directly caused the ground to crack into a crack more than 10 meters wide and hundreds of meters long. Such power really makes people feel happy. The dragon bird on the side was so scared that it hugged itself with its wings, saying in its heart, too terrible, I just improved my strength, and he directly advanced, too terrible. I will never be able to catch up with him in my life, I surrender, he is the big brother. At this moment, this shameless and cunning dragon bird was completely convinced by Chu Wei from the bottom of his heart. A few days later, a man and a beast finally arrived at the battlefield of God. It was a huge plain area with 2 peaks like sacred mountains on the plain. Under the 2 peaks was a huge steel wreckage. The wreckage alone has an area of tens of thousands of meters and a height of several thousand meters. It is a huge wreckage of an alien spacecraft. Its gray color, and the overall appearance is somewhat like an aircraft carrier. There are huge gun muzzles everywhere on the hull, but these gun muzzles have long been broken. Maybe it was destroyed during the battle, or maybe it was corroded and rusted by time in the past 500 years. Chu Wei looked around and saw that there were people everywhere outside the 2 peaks, all wearing gorgeous clothes, some with surging spiritual energy, releasing the fluctuations of their own king realm. Some came in groups of 3 or 5, from a force, and some were led here by old men who had reached the emperor realm, and they seemed to be from some powerful families. So many people. The dragon bird next to him was also amazed. There were hundreds of thousands of people here today, and it was simply a sea of people. Look, our army of mutant beasts is over there, the dragon bird pointed to a dark patch of mutant beasts to the east of the crowd. These mutant beasts are not 10 or 100, but tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of mutant beasts. Some of them are like a mountain, and just sitting there makes countless people feel oppressed. Some birds even have 2 pairs of wings on their backs, one bright and one dark, just like the combination of light and darkness. Obviously, this bird is a very powerful mutant beast, because beside it, other mutant beasts looked at it with awe. And what made the mutant beasts in awe was a leopard. The size of this leopard was the same as that of ordinary leopards. Such a size was very small compared to the bodies of mutant beasts that were hundreds of meters long. But even such a small body was surrounded by a layer of black gas, just like demonic energy, and the air around it was constantly rolling because of this black gas. This black leopard possessed a very terrible supernatural power and was a very powerful mutant beast. Ants, earthworms, flowers, plants, etc., all kinds of mutant beasts, Chu Wei was able to open his eyes all at once today. It was the first time that Chu Wei saw the scene of hundreds of thousands of humans and hundreds of thousands of mutant beasts divided into 2 camps. Chu Wei couldn't help but let out a long breath. The battlefield of the gods was really a place that countless people wanted to enter. Just by looking at the mutant beasts and people outside, Chu Wei could feel that if he entered the battlefield and found the treasure inside, he would have to go through a fierce battle to keep the treasure. This place is definitely a place where only the strong can come. Wow! Brother, look, there are so many mutant beasts. A little girl with big blue eyes, like a princess, in the human camp said naively. This little girl is only 11 or 12 years old, with a pink little face and a pair of big blue eyes like gems. If Chu Wei and this little girl were face to face, Chu Wei would definitely exclaim, Lu Xiao. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 819. This little girl with big blue eyes is Chu Wei's little sister in Taiyuan City, Lu Xiao. Xiao, are there any beautiful ones among these mutant beasts? Do you think that butterfly is beautiful? Lu Xiao's brother, Lu Linfen, asked. Lu Linfen was dressed in gorgeous clothes, and he was no ordinary person at first glance, and beside him there were several old men accompanying him. These old men closed their eyes to rest. Although their eyes were closed, the light they accidentally radiated when they opened their eyes made the people around were secretly shocked. Because these old men are actually masters who have reached the realm of emperors. And it seemed that they were protecting Lu Xiao and Lu Linfen. As a result, people around them couldn't help but guess who these two people were and why they were protected by such powerful people. It's beautiful, Lu Xiao said innocently, looking at the butterfly among the mutated beasts. This butterfly is really beautiful. Its wings have 6 colors, just like a rainbow. If you like it, Xiao, wait until you enter the god's battlefield, find an opportunity to catch it for you, and let it be your mount. Lu Linfen said it easily, but many humans around him were shocked. This butterfly was no ordinary butterfly. Each of the 6 colors of wings represents a special ability. This butterfly is called the 6-color dream butterfly. Although the name is very dreamy, this butterfly is an extremely powerful mutant beast. I heard that it was in the realm of a king as soon as it was born. Tiansheng has mastered 6 kinds of superpowers. He is a king-like existence among mutant beasts. He is the mutant beast at the top of the food chain. However, this human wants to grab one and use it as a mount for his sister after entering the battlefield of God. This really makes people unable to help but guess who this man is. Brother Feng. Brother Feng. At this moment, a group of young people came to the man. Each of these young people had 2 big characters' superpower engraved on their chests. In an instant, the person who had just guessed immediately knew the man's identity. This man should be the 3rd among the 7 major forces on Earth, a member of the ability sect. In the ability sect, there is only one person who can be called Brother Feng, the most outstanding young genius in the ability sect, Lu Linfen. Lu Linfen, a genius who claims to be able to take the supernatural sect from 3rd place to 2nd place, or even 1st place. If Chu Wei saw Lu Xiao now, he would be surprised, even though Chu Wei had thought that Lu Xiao's identity might not be simple before. Because Lu Xiao's blue eyes are so rare, he doesn't look like an ordinary person at first glance. But Chu Wei would have never imagined that Lu Xiao's background was so great, and that Lu Linfen from the superpower cult was actually her half-brother. In other words, Lu Xiao, who once lived an ordinary life in Taiyuan City, was backed by the supernatural sect, which ranked 3rd among the 7 major forces on Earth. This is such a terrible thing. I'm afraid the students who bullied Lu Xiao could never have imagined how terrifying the little girl they bullied was. I'm afraid it wouldn't be difficult to wipe out the entire Eastern Alliance country if Lu Xiao just says a word, let alone Taiyuan City. After all, in the eyes of a giant force like the superpower cult, a medium-sized country like the Eastern Alliance can really make it disappear 100 times with a wave of their hands. Hey! What a grand event! A grand event for all living things. I, Lonke, have already felt it. I will become famous in this event. My name will be remembered by all humans and mutant beasts. Lonke was so excited next to Chu Wei. Chu Wei was also excited. There were so many people, so many mutant beasts, and the number of people was still increasing. It seemed that there was a possibility of breaking 1 million. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Xu Xiangzike. Chapter 820. However, what Chu Wei did not expect was that even the mutant beasts came to the opening of the gods' battlefield, and it seemed that the mutant beasts would come every time the battlefield was opened. Otherwise, these humans and mutant beasts would not stand in various camps so harmoniously, waiting for the gate of the gods' battlefield to be officially opened. What a majestic bird! When a grandfather and grandson passed by the dragon bird, the grandson in his teens looked at the majestic appearance of the dragon bird with shining eyes. The dragon bird next to Chu Wei was in high spirits. It held its head high and chest high, and its head was almost tilted to the sky, with an expression waiting for you to praise and take pictures. This is a very powerful mutant. Look at the horns on its head. They are dragon horns. Maybe it is born with powerful supernatural powers, the grandfather explained to his grandson. This grandfather is also a strong man in the king realm, but there are too many masters outside the gods' battlefield today, so such people are no longer outstanding. Wow, it's really so powerful, then is it the descendant of a dragon? Asked the little grandson. That's not the case. It evolved and mutated to become so majestic. Oh. I thought it was a hybrid of a dragon and a big bird. It turns out that this big bird is not a hybrid. I know, the little boy's big eyes looked very pure, and he didn't feel that he had insulted the dragon bird at all. Sure enough, after the dragon bird heard the word hybrid, the face of the bird changed. The expression that was originally admired by others became suppressed anger. I'm really sorry for this mutant beast. My grandson is relatively young. I didn't mean to scold you, Grandpa apologized quickly. This dragon bird looked difficult to mess with, and he didn't want to get into trouble. Go, go, after apologizing, the grandfather took his grandson away. Grandpa, is it really not a hybrid? The little grandson turned around and looked at the dragon bird again. You are the hybrid, your whole family is hybrids. You grandma, the grandfather didn't say anything, and you, a little kid, just wanted to be scolded, right? The dragon bird started to scold directly. When the dragon bird got angry, the spiritual energy in its body released the pressure of a powerful king, and the air shook for a while. The little grandson was frightened by this momentum and cried, hiding in his grandfather's arms. The grandfather also thought that his little grandson had made a slip of the tongue, so he didn't dare to stay and took his little grandson to the human camp in shame. Only when they got there would they be safe. After all, no matter how majestic the dragon bird was, it would be impossible for it to kill into the human camp. Seeing the grandfather and grandson going away, Long K said to Chu Wei with a proud look, "Brother, what do you think? My prestige is high, ordinary people don't dare to challenge me. I thought that a little friction would pass, but I never expected that the first sentence of this little grandson when he went to the human camp was to cry and say, 'Look, the bird over there is so fierce, even more fierce than my hybrid yellow dog. It must be a hybrid.'" The originally complacent Long K suddenly turned cold and shouted, "You naughty child, don't let me know your location in the gods' battlefield, otherwise, I will definitely eat you. Damn it, your whole family is hybrid." Chu Wei shook his head on the side. This Long K is really a top-notch. When he is with this guy, he can make some trouble no matter what. The little grandson in the distance didn't dare to speak again when he saw this. Chu Wei shook his head again. In fact, there are great restrictions on entering the gods' battlefield. It is said that people who exceed the king level cannot enter.